We have a short presentation also by another guy from America, Daniel Ray. He's a partner at investment fund S2, and he's going to talk about Start Karma, which takes up the whole thing of education, sort of a metaphysical discussion on startups and education, but education for startups.
Cool. Hey guys. Wow, that's loud. Actually, I feel a bit like Justin Bieber in this thing. So, what I'm going to do here is actually I'm going to talk as little as possible. And so what I want to do is actually give a little bit of an overview of Start Karma, what it is, and then actually kind of open it up to a little bit of questions here. So very, very, very shortly, Start Karma is a nonprofit organization. And as a nonprofit organization, what we're focused on is actually helping to build up the startup ecosystem here in, first starting in Lithuania, and hopefully actually building this and extend this to other countries, other markets, and so on. But the idea here is actually to develop a sustainable ecosystem, meaning that actually a startup that is coming into the ecosystem is not actually leaving the ecosystem, right? But continuing. We have actually, for great startups here, we have what in this ecosystem, this cycle that goes through here, to becoming successful companies, exits. These exits, these individuals becoming also qualified investors, either via angel investors or kind of actually starting their own capital firms. That goes back into building great startups. In spending a lot of time in the region here, looking at different companies to invest in, I've seen a lot of the same things over and over again. And what I've really seen here is a lot of brilliant, brilliant people, right? Very competent, very, very educated, very technically capable people that don't necessarily, for a variety of reasons, have a lot of the experience or the knowledge in terms of entrepreneurism. The system of education is very, very vertical, where entrepreneurism is very much a horizontal thing. An entrepreneur needs to know about legal, about accounting, about HR, about all these other things that are not related to building a product or service. So in looking at ways to solve this problem, thinking that, well, there are gaps in the system of education, there are gaps in the ecosystem, there are gaps in all these other things. Start Karma can be actually something that can fill in each of these phases. And so what we're doing is actually taking entrepreneurs through, I'm going to fast forward here really quickly, a program education cycle. And this program education cycle is in 4 phases, which goes through explore, design, build, and promoting the product. So in the explore phase, what we're doing is actually taking the entrepreneur to explore the idea, right? To explore the concept itself, then to explore the market, the viability of that concept in the market, and the viability of that team to actually be able to execute on that idea. Once finishing that phase, going into the design phase, where we are designing an actual product, designing a service, designing the team, how it all will work. Then into build, we are looking at actually building the company, how to build the company, how to build the product, and going through each sort of phase of actually building that and walking actually entrepreneurs through each individual step. And the last thing is being able to promote or go to market with the actual service. So in each of these phases, in each of these steps, we have, it's a kind of a templated approach in the sense that we have every single legal document, every single form that you would explore with that, every single accounting sheet, and so on, that kind of walks entrepreneurs through a step by step of actually how things could or should be done according to international best practices. So this education, the system of education here is online. It will be launching here soon, online, where we have a set of steps that are going to walk entrepreneurs through each individual step of this process, as well as monthly events. And each of these monthly events would be kind of get-togethers and workshops, sort of enthusiasm building things, as well as sharing knowledge for groups that are in each of the different phases. So at each phase in the process, you're going to the explore phase event, or you're going to the design phase event, or wherever it is you're at in the program. Because seeing a lot of these, let's say these events, these hackathons and these sorts of things, people are getting together and they're quickly coming up with an idea, quickly coming up with a product, right, and hacking it together in a weekend. While that generates a lot of enthusiasm, it doesn't necessarily generate great sustainable companies. So our goal here is actually to get a series of events in a short period of time, say within 6 months, where young entrepreneurs can go through this process and to actually build the company. So I'm going to stop talking about this here, and just shortly, any questions on the product service? Wow, cool. This is easy. So Start Karma, if you go to startkarma.org, so startkarma.org, that will take you right now to the Start Karma Facebook page, where a lot of the information is going to be in there. At Startup Lithuania, if you go to startuplithuania.lt, there will also be some information there for Start Karma as well. And our first event with this, Eddie, is beginning next month. Coming up next month. So if you subscribe to the Facebook page there, they'll get all the details on that. And going to be actually an interesting kind of experiment to see how we can actually jumpstart some of the ecosystem here. Thanks, guys.